So with this, we're going to the next sessions. We have 4 startups, and these startups are from Switzerland, Sweden, Austria, and France. And they're going to pitch short pitches. They have 3 minutes each, and they're going to pitch their proposal as they would normally pitch to companies. So with this, Floaty is the first one from France, and I would say you have 3 minutes, so impress the audience here and around the world. So make sure you will have your presentations. So Floaty, the floor is yours. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I see your slides.
Yes, do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
So, perfect.
So the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. So let's start. Imagine a new algorithm, a completely different approach that would divide inventories by 2, while at the same time improve service levels. A solution that could help companies save billions of euros, many industries, while helping the planet. Less waste, less unnecessary transportations. Well, is it even possible? So first, let me introduce myself. I'm Jean-Baptiste, co-founder and CEO of Floaty. I spent my entire career working for various supply chain software companies, and I can tell you, no one is truly solving inventory issues. Every year, it's about $2 trillion that is lost because of bad inventory management, overstocks or shortages, about the GDP of France. And in 15 years, days of coverage of inventory have been increased by 32%. It's incredible. Well, now I have a good news. There is a secret recipe that we can apply to solve all those issues. It's full data transparency in between a company and its suppliers. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't really work. We know it's very hard to put in place because it implies complete trust to the company you are selling from or buying to. Would you share your order book or your production plans with your suppliers or customers? Well, Floaty is going to make the impossible a reality. We are an intelligent, trusted third party that synchronizes a company with its suppliers. So we collect data from many parties, we analyze the data with our AI algorithms, and then we give forecasts, safety stocks, and replenishments dynamically. And why are we intelligent? Because we reinvented inventory optimization algorithms by harnessing the power of artificial intelligence and our third-party network. And this leads to incredible results. We have been able to show that we can divide the stocks by 2, divide inventories by 2, while increasing service level at the same time. Just taking one example, Planze. It's an Austrian manufacturer, a leader in its field, and we have been able to show 45% inventory reduction with 68% less stock outs. And we have been able to replicate that in many other industries with very big companies, leaders in their field. And we are implementing in only 3 months, very easily on top of an ERP. So we are going very fast. We went from 2 to 16 in 2 years. We have been able to multiply by 10 our turnover in 2020. And because of the uniqueness of the solution and the value we bring to our customer, we have been named among one of the 50 most promising European startups by Google and McKinsey. And so we set ourselves a mission. This mission is to get rid of inventory issues, to get rid of the bullwhip effect in the supply chain. And we are on the verge of succeeding in this mission. So thank you for listening. Please vote for Floaty, and I wish you a very good day. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Interesting first pitch. And, we're going to move on to the second one. That's Kodiak Rating from Sweden. So Sweden, welcome.
Hello. I think that everyone, I hope you can see my slides now as well.
We will wait a second. At home, this is live. This is streaming video, so this is all live. So Sweden, welcome. I feel like I'm acting in the Eurovision Song Festival like that, So yeah, I can hear you and I can see your slides right now.
I was. All right, fantastic. I was about to give you my vote, but we'll wait for that afterwards then.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Hello to everybody in the.
Yeah. Okay, please introduce yourself and the floor is yours.
Hello, everyone in attendance. My name is Sam Jenks. I'm Chief Growth Officer at Kodiak Rating. And at Kodiak Rating, we're changing the way that buyers and suppliers are doing business, one smart sourcing decision at a time, because there's no alternative to a future without smart and sustainable trade. Did you know global trade grew to a value of approximately 0.3 trillion US dollars in 2018? The global availability of information and data grew at 4 times. We're living in a new reality where information and data have replaced as the #1 global commodity. So, what does this mean for procurement teams, global procurement professionals? It means that procurement teams are managing large spend volumes and at the same time, exponentially large amounts of data. All the while, 60% of procurement teams lack tools for supplier management or rely primarily on homegrown solutions such as solutions made with Excel and Mail for supplier management. It was found in Deloitte's 2019 CPO survey that 71% of procurement professionals that have adopted modern solutions are in fact unhappy with those solutions that they've adopted for SIM, SRM, and SPM. So here's the deal. The life of a procurement professional is increasingly complex, and the solutions aren't really providing solutions, but rather adding to the complexity of it all. All procurement teams are drowning in information and starved for knowledge. At Kodiak Rating, we're providing a simple solution and a helping our customers and our users to become the smartest buyers in the room, one smart sourcing decision at a time. Kodiak Rating provides an ecosystem of cloud-based enterprise supplier management applications that teams are able to plug and play to be able to manage supplier information, build deeper buying insights, gain supplier intelligence, enhance that buyer to supplier innovation, and ultimately trusted by amazing companies such as Spotify, Logitech, Movi, Northvolt, and many more, who trust us to be able to turn their supplier information and their data intelligence, giving them the buying insights that they need to be able to drive innovation and impact value chains. We're female founder led, and we have 100% ARR growth during the previous year. We have over 120 corporate entities utilizing our solutions with over 500 suppliers being managed on the platform. As I mentioned, there is no alternative to a future without smart and sustainable trade. And for that reason, there is no alternative to a future without Kodiak Rating. Thank you for your time.
Pitch, and now we go to move on. We go to through Austria. So I would say, hello Austria, can you hear me? We go to Pre-Wave.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? And can you see my screen?
I can see your screen and I can hear you loud and clear. And I would say, take it away.
Excellent. So good morning, everyone. We are Pre-Wave, and at Pre-Wave, we predict supply chain and sustainability risks just-in-time industries like the automotive industry. A single component delivered too late can have serious consequences. In the worst case, it can lead to the standstill of the entire production line, which can cost up to $100,000 per minute. And the causes for such disruptions, they can come from all around the world. A labor strike at an Indonesian supplier, a cyber attack, or more recently, a coronavirus-related employee infection or factory shutdown. Now, our clients, which are large manufacturing companies, they have one thing in common. They have very complex supply chains, thousands of suppliers all around the world, and they have extreme difficulties to keep track of those types of risks on a day-to-day basis. But the data is out there because we as humans, we produce more data than ever before in history. And this is where Pre-Wave comes in. Because at Pre-Wave, we use machine learning to analyze social media data and news media data in more than 50 languages in order to predict supply chain and sustainability risks based on that. Now, let me give you an example. On the 16th of March, Brembo, one of the largest brake manufacturers in northern Italy, shut down during the coronavirus pandemic. On the 9th of March, so more than a week in advance, we sent the first site closure warning alert to our clients. On the 13th of March, we sent another update warning our clients about increased labor strike activity due to COVID, also at Brembo. On the 16th of March, Brembo shuts down, we send another alert. And on the 28th of April, we send a site opening alert because Brembo is reopening, which we learn based on a proactive update by Brembo on our platform, which you can see here on the left-hand side. Now, overall, we cover more than 60 risk categories, ranging from labor unrest, but also to things like CSR incidents and natural disasters. And at the beginning of this year, we've added specific coverage for coronavirus-related risks. This culminated in the release of our coronavirus disruption map, where we are currently showing more than 40,000 suppliers worldwide and their current operational status and how they're affected from coronavirus risks like infection rates, shutdowns, employee infections, and so on. On this map, we are using a simple traffic light system from red to green, showing the operational status of the suppliers, and the supplier can also come in and proactively update their status, so change it from red to green. Here you can see a proactive update from an Italian supplier. So thank you very much. If you want to learn more about Prewave, please head over to our website, prewave.ai, where you can download additional case studies like the port strike we predicted more than 14 days in advance, or the supplier insolvency we predicted 2 months in advance. Thank you very much. Please give us a vote. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for Prewave. Yes, now we go over to our last and fourth pitch from Switzerland. So Smarter Change, welcome Switzerland. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
We can hear you loud and clear. So I would say take it away, the floor is yours.
So you can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So hello everyone. So my name is Vasilis and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Smarter Change. I left P&G some years ago to found Smarter Change with a vision to develop a platform that can really enable the acceleration of the adoption of new technologies in manufacturing in an integrated manner. When the ex-vice president of P&G, Gustavo Gori, and the current chief supply chain officer of Kimberly-Clark joined us as a co-founder, we thought it's time to change the narrative. Industry 4 is not about technology. It's all about value creation, and that's why it's all about organizational learning and the speed of execution. It's about navigating a lot of technologies and really putting them together to drive and accelerate margin improvement, asset efficiency, and of course, sales growth. Some of our early adopters already delivering 10 to 15% net savings, improving their ROI for up to 20 points, reducing their inventories up to 15%, and of course, building the mindset on the total organization that can drive systemic problem-solving capability and lead the organizations into the future. They achieve this by using our platform accelerator to define the value of Industry 4 for their specific business situation, knowing where to start and how to accelerate value creation enterprise-wide, and build the required organizational capabilities for long-term value creation. Our platform provides one unified, easy-to-use workflow to scale all the learnings across the manufacturing footprint by enabling all the manufacturing lead teams from the plant leadership team upwards to learn, benchmark, define the interventions they need, and identify the value opportunity to harness, and of course, scale the learnings of the implementation. We do this in a 100% virtual platform. We don't come to the plants. We do everything virtually. We don't waste anybody's time, and we only take minutes up to a few hours from the leadership teams to really define a hyper-granular, bottom-up, operator activity-focused strategy definition. So Smarter Change is the one platform for Industry 4 strategy definition, deployment, and execution. In our short life, we are 4 years company now. We have provided quite a lot of thought leadership to the industry, and we already have more than 20% of the top 25 supply chains being our clients. We have pioneered the first true data-driven Factory of the Future enterprise report sponsored by Ernst & Young by introducing the 10 dimensions Industry 4 framework to guide through the transformation. And of course, last but not least, although not a training company, we have really established ourselves as thought leaders in the industry by winning the Global Case Study Award together with IMD in Switzerland. Thank you so much for your attention.
So earlier this morning, some of them, a lot of you have seen the pitches. So we have 4 pitches in the morning. One from Flowlity, it's a startup from France. Smarter Change from Switzerland. Kodiak Grading from Sweden. And Prewave from Austria. So in the last 2 years, we had a European supply chain startup contest. And for this, we have analyzed over 150, so 150 supply chain startups from all over Europe. And we have all kind of data of mission, ambition, proposition, strategy, number of employees, funding. So we have a lot of data about all these startups. So, and we have invited them to enter a competition. So we started out 2 years ago, and you know, times were changing. So we had a long run in this contest. So we have a long list. We went back to 25 contestants, went back to a top 10 contestants. So we had a jury from investors, from incubators, but also from manufacturing companies and retailers, from the industry, supply chain professionals, watching all these contestants of supply chain startups. And in 2008, we made a decision to make a distinction between startups, smaller companies, funded less than 2 million euros, and scale-ups, the bigger ones who are already arrived and established to some extent. So in the last 2 years, we had a startup contest and a scale-up contest. So in 2018 and 2019, we had a traditional or other inNOWvate event than today on site with 300 to 400 people walking around and watching all these startups. So this year we had to change things. We had to postpone our inNOWvate event from May to now October. And we decided not to do a distinction between startups and scale-ups. So we passed on the startup contest, and we decided to focus on the startups, 4 startups. And we decided to have 4 startups, basically in the main area where companies want to invest. So you see here 4 contestants, and later on I'm going to announce the winner, of course. So what we did in the last 2 years, I started out in 2017 to watch at Silicon Valley, and my idea was, you know, in Silicon Valley there's a lot of attention to startups. There's a lot of funding, a lot of money around, you have magazines about it. But when you looked at the European fields of startup, it was all fragmented. And there was no overview of startups in Europe. Especially there wasn't an overview of supply chain startups. So we gathered information of over the 150 supply chain startups. So in my opinion, the European Union should be a virtual Silicon Valley of supply chain, and especially on supply chain, we need better visibility what's happening. And we saw a lot of interesting startups from all over Europe, from Israel, from Estonia, from Finland, from Portugal, all over Europe. And it's interesting to see, to track them down, what they're doing. And some ideas, similar ideas, are popping up in different countries in Europe. So some will make it, and some will merge, and we have to track down. Because, you know, innovation is where the startups are discovering new things out of the box, trying new things, and, you know, explore the market and introduce new things. So basically, since 2018, we produce and publish our maturity matrix of supply chain startups in 10 categories in supply chain. And with that, you know, we give all those startups visibility to the market. So they have already a hard time to get funding and to make sure that they can develop cool products. And we give them a podium. So in the last year, we had all kinds of startups at our event near Amsterdam. So last year we had 29 supply chain startups and scale-up pitching in our inNOWvate session last year on location near Amsterdam. This time we don't have that opportunity, but next year we will do another European contest in May next year, and then we hope to get another framework of both startups and scale-ups. Now getting back to the 4 startups. So basically what they're going to win a marketing campaign through our channels. So we will sit down with the winner, and we will sit down to make an effective marketing campaign through our channels. We have magazines, we have websites and channels, and we have a way to create awareness, but also to create leads. In the end, we want to make sure that the winners will be the ones who survive and thrive for the next years. So we did it with the former winners, with Luca Box in 2018, and we did it with last year's winner, Circular IQ. We created a mind map about sustainable supply chains, because that's what they're standing for. So for the winner for this year, we do a similar thing. We create a marketing campaign for the winner of the startup contest of this year. So earlier this year, I see you are waiting to hear the announcement. So basically, you did a pitch, and that's what you are doing a lot of the times to raise money, to create awareness. So you know how to pitch in 3 minutes. So that's what you have done. And we obviously, on purpose, selected 4 startups in a similar area of visibility. But it's good to see that the 4 of you do totally different kind of ways of visibility. Flowlity is taking visibility to connect inventory at the supplier and the customer on a higher level to make sure you exchange data on inventory level. Pre-wave, using visibility in another way, looking at social media to make sure that you'll have earlier announcement to see disruptions somewhere in the supply chain. Kodiak rating, totally different environment, but also in visibility, how to make sure that you have visibility on your supplier side. Onboarding more easily to make sure that you have visibility on your inbound or your upstream supply chain. And Smarter Chains has a new way of thinking. We talk about IoT, but how do we create a visible roadmap for the future to improve your supply chains? So all of you are creating some sort of supply chain visibility in totally different ways. And we had 398 votes casted earlier this day between 11 and 1 o'clock. And I would say it was a tie. It was very hard to see, okay, who is the winner. And basically we asked the audience, who's your favor? And maybe that's an easier question than the way we have sat down. So also 2 other jury members next to me were watching the presentations, watching all your pitches. But we looked at 4 angles. So what is the commercial viability of your company, the level of innovation, the practical applicability of your solution, and the storytelling. And both 4 factors were taken into account next to the voting. And based on this, we have to say, you know, the winner of the European Supply Chain Contest 2020 is Flowlity. Congratulations for the winner of this contest. Yeah, he's on top. You can see that. So Flowlity, congratulations for winning this contest. So what is your first response?
Well, I mean, thank you very much. It's very touching, and it's a proof point that we are onto something great. So, I mean, thank you for all the voters, for the jury. Thank you also to our team, to the Flowlity team that is building this great product, that is making sure that our customers are always happy. So, thank you very much to everybody.
Thank you very, very much. And also the other 3 contestants, I want to thank you to enroll in this contest. And I have to say that all 4 of you have made a marvelous job of showing the world what innovation is. And I hope that all the companies watching, major companies, but also mid-sized companies, are embracing your ideas and connect with you to do pilots, especially paid pilots, like a proof of concept. And I hope all of 4 of you are open for requests to do preferably paid proof of concept of all your concepts. So thanks again. Congratulations again, Flowlity. We will stay in touch. We will design together an effective marketing campaign to put you out there, not only in France, but in the whole world. And all the other 3 contestants, thanks again for pitching. And I hope to see you next year in inNOWvate in May, live here in the Netherlands. Thanks again.